welcome back to everyone's favorite baseball talk show.
Today we are talking about some of the biggest trade rumors, the craziest free agent signings, and other huge story headlines.
All right here on Touching All Bases. I'm your co-host for today, Maura Kane, here with
Brian Warner. And introducing our panel from left to right, we have everyone's favorite experts. Kaden Hughes is on all the way to your left, moving to your right. Sorry, this has been a while since I've done this. Is Riley Morgan. I'm going to skip him because I'm going to give him last. Then we got Jackson Cash in the all-white rocking the back hat. And we got Katie rocking a new bob cut.
I get a last.
But, sorry, Katie Pfeffer. But we have the man himself, the myth, the legend, the one that said that even though he was shot down, he flew like a phoenix out of the fire. It is Drew Landon back, as we all had missed him. They just always felt like a hole here. We're happy to see him back. But that is our baseball experts for today. So guys, buckle in, prepare for a trip around the bases.
I'm also back. Thank you for my introduction.
I got too excited, man. Drew's back. I'm so excited. But first up, we've got 3 to see.
This offseason is in full swing, headlined by Alex Bregman's 5-year, $175 million deal to the Cubs. What are our thoughts?
I can kick us off. First of all, I'd like to thank this panel for having me back. It's great to be back on the show and be surrounded by amazing people that know a lot about baseball. But going off of the Bregman move, though, I think this move is very bold because of the cost at Bregman's age. They're paying him $35 million a year for his age, and it's his 32-year-old season to his 36-year-old season. But honestly, I'm a fan of it. The Cubs are going all in on their season, and I really do think they have the pieces to make it all happen. The Rafael Devers trade that shaved more than $250 million in payroll in June was done in part to create a greater payroll flexibility for a free agent such as Bregman or Bo Bichette, and obviously that was Bregman. And in 2025, Nico Hoerner led all MLB basemen in F-WAR, and on top of being a Gold Glove winner, his 14 OOA StatCast outs above average was the 7th highest mark in baseball at any position, and he batted a .419, .424, and .548 in 3 of the 2025 postseason games, which is why I also think this Bregman trade is really good, but I think they have to keep Nico Hoerner to be an essential team in this postseason push. And Nico Hoerner is basically a winner and a spark for this ball club, and if the Cubs are trying to win it all in 2026, he has to stay on this team.
Yeah, I'll go second, I guess.
I'm doing my research. It's my computer. I'm not just texting. I'm not ChatGPT. I'm asking about what they think about the Cubs so I can talk. Y'all go ahead. No, I'm asking for facts. I'm asking for facts. I'm trying to fact check something.
Yeah, no, I really like this infield that they're building in Chicago. I mean, first base is a little bit of a question mark for them. But second base, of course, they got Nico. Third base, now they got Bregman probably. And then shortstop, they got Dansby. So they're definitely building a strong left side of the field, which I like for them. And at third base, I believe they had Matt Shaw taking most of the positions there. But I just like this Cubs team all around. And adding Bregman, I think, was a massive boost to their potential to go deeper in the playoffs. I think they got, knocked out divisional round, wild card? What round did they get knocked out of, the Cubs?
Wild card, I believe.
Okay, well, I do think that this team is very good in a relatively weak division, and I think this team has a chance to maybe run away with it. But definitely adding Alex Bregman, even though he is an older guy and he is for 5 years, I still think that Bregman is still a grade A player, and I think this is a great pickup for the Cubs.
I said it was good. Okay. I said it was good. The Cubs are the second losingest team in the history of baseball, of active teams. You know who's first, Riley?
Braves.
You do. No, you do. Just
Wait, I don't.
Who's the biggest losers in baseball? If you don't overthink the question. The Phillies. Last is the Phillies. They have the most losses in the history of baseball.
Really?
Yes, by total losses, not winning percentage, because they're
probably
from the
because they've been
1870s.
around for
Exactly,
a long
yeah.
time.
But the Cubs, when you tell me what are the biggest losers that have truly been around baseball forever, I honestly would say the Cubs. I know they've had good seasons. They've been around for 150 years or whatever and stuff. But I think that I don't associate the Cubs with winning, and they actually are a pretty decent team right now. And it's a good signing. Good job.
I've always been a big Cubs fan on this show. I really like the Cubs. I like all Chicago sports, honestly. And I don't know, just seeing them add player after player, I just feel like they always get what they don't always get what they want. But they make a good push at anyone that they do want, and they they are successful most of the time. But I just really like, and especially in a division that's not that great. They got the Brewers and the Cubs, and that's pretty much it. But in a division like that, I just feel like they try really hard, and it pays off for them. And I love this signing. I hate it for the Red Sox because
He's such a good fit.
Red Sox, what are y'all doing? Because
Not a lot.
you did all that for 1 year. No, actually half a year of Alex Bregman. Like, oof, bad. But I love the Cubs. Love this signing. I'll be rooting for them, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I also really like the signing. The Cubs have become one of my favorite teams in the past few years, especially since Tucker and Presley signed with them. I was like, I kind of have to root for them, and now Bregman's there too. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite teams, and I think it's cool to see a team that was not so good just a few years ago, and just see how in just 5 seasons or so that they're able to get those pieces and make a really competitive team. And I think that's part of what makes baseball so fun.
Before we move on to our next topic, I'd just like to mention that they didn't go all in on Bo Bichette. They went on Bregman, which means they're going for it all right now, which I think is a very important stepping stone for this Cubs team. I think they have the roster to make it really far, and they don't need a figure like Bo Bichette to last them a long time. They can go with Bregman, and they can do it right now with the roster and the infield, like you mentioned, that they have in this very current moment of time.
Yeah,
No.
with the free agency that they've done, I mean, they've been fantastic in the free agency the past few years. I mean, you get Dansby Swanson, you get Kyle Tucker, which I do think, in my opinion, them getting Alex Bregman is possible, a leeway to probably get Kyle Tucker back. Because I think they could use that to get him. That's my thought. But
Well, the Blue Jays can use George Springer.
same. I do believe
I
that
love
too.
that name so much, though.
George Springer.
I love the name George Springer.
It is
That's
a great
right.
name.
Yeah.
Back to you, Brara, you two.
I love the transitions back to me. Favorite part of that I missed.
Enjoy this
But
spotlight.
Alex Bregman was just the latest name signed. I mean, there were a lot of big names that were missing, and shockingly enough, a lot of them came from the New York Mets. Players like Pete Alonso, shout out to Orioles, Edwin Diaz, Jeff McNeil,
And Brandon Nemo.
Oh my.
all of them.
Oh my gosh.
No.
We know it's Nemo, but
It's a
we
play
thought
on
this would be
words.
better.
I mean, come on, it's a Disney movie. Unlike the Mets offseason, which really hasn't ended in a happy ending right now. So, guys, please, starting with Katie, I'm going to put Katie on the spot.
Oh,
Can you please tell us just a little bit of insight on what the heck happened to these Mets and how they should really look forward? What's your take?
well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge Mets fan, so I don't really follow them.
We're still on.
I'm gonna mouth the
Production! Get off your phone, Grant.
Obviously, some of us are still on a break.
Switch.
There we go.
Gosh. Let's just restart.
But yeah, when I look at this, I mean, I don't have too much insight, but the Mets, year after year after year, people have said this is the Mets year, and they make some huge signing, and then people think the Mets are going to win it all. And I think finally people have seen enough of this, and they finally realize the Mets aren't going to do anything. So let's get rid of all of these players and save some money.
Yeah, just with this entire offseason and what they've done the past few years, I don't think there's a clear, there's no clear plan for the Mets right now. I mean, you go out and you go get Soto, so it feels like this is going to be your all-in year. And then the following year, you get rid of Alonso, you get rid of Diaz, you get rid of McNeil, and you get rid of Nemo. Feels like they don't have a plan right now for what they want to do. They're bordering the line of rebuild, and they're bordering the line of we want to take it all the way. So with this, I have no idea what they're doing. I mean, I kind of feel like with them getting rid of all of these players, it seems like right now they're going in with the rebuild, possibly Soto and Lindor. But outside of that, they need to go get prospects. They need to get free agents because they got a high bankroll. I think they can go get guys. It just depends on how well this team does next year, if they can even get players at the trade deadline.
I just think this is absolutely fantastic for baseball. I was in New York whenever Diaz signed with the Dodgers, and then I was driving through Baltimore when Alonso signed with Baltimore. I just think it was really all just because of me, and I just want to take credit in this and what's happened, and I just think this is just absolutely fantastic. Yes, you go out and get Soto. We all think they're going in and they're pushing for the championship, but 1 year after signing Soto, you lose 1/3 of your big three, plus your star closer, who is one of the best closers in the entire league, to the Dodgers. to the Dodgers. That's what I don't like. But I'm incredibly happy because I know that for a fact, Mets 3rd or 4th place in the division easily. And the only acquisitions they've had are 2 relievers from the Yankees who no one is afraid of. Luke Weaver and Devin Williams. Get that out of my face. I don't care. Absolutely horrendous team. Thank you.
We talked last year a lot about when they signed Juan Soto, like you can't put all your eggs in one basket. This is too much money to one player. Like even if he's I said a couple times, even if he's an MVP level player, it's not going to be worth it in the long run because the assets are not going to be able to accumulate because they have that contract. And then he wasn't as great as the Mets thought he was. He's honestly as great as we probably thought he was going to be when they signed the contract. And it's been a disaster and stuff. So I think that they're losing a lot of players because they're investing so much into 2025. It didn't work out, and it's looking pretty poor right now.
Do you know how you would like this one better? Do you know how managers have like Brian Daboll had Jackson Dart, and if Jackson Dart wasn't good, Brian Daboll's going to get fired. Yeah. I think the Mets it's the reverse of this. I think the Mets are getting rid of all these players because this is the management's one opportunity to prove, hey, we're moving on to a new generation. We're building around Juan Soto, and I don't think it's working or a great idea, but I do think that's what the managerial status is. If I had to give this a ranking, I would give it a C tier so far. It's rough but manageable, I believe. They've signed key bullpen pieces, I would say key, like Luke Weaver, Devin Williams, and they've signed Marcus Semien in the mix as well. But they've lost key stars like we've mentioned. And it's not looking too pretty. I'm not the biggest fan of this, especially Marcus Semien's contract. I don't know if you guys know about it, but it's 3 years and $72 million for Marcus Semien, which
You're doing great.
is not something that I'm a fan of.
I mean, that team is Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor, and that's about it.
That's about it.
Goodbye. And I've heard rumors that Juan Soto and Lindor are not very friendly. Like they're not like the clubhouse. They're not there.
There's just nothing going right in that organization.
Like between Lindor, Soto, or Lindor,
Yeah, like
Soto to everyone
because
else.
I've heard that like Juan Soto has like a mentality where like he doesn't want to be buddy with you, and Lindor's like that. So like they butt heads. I've heard.
Interesting.
So not a good situation over in Queens, which loving it.
Back to you, Brian and Maura.
Rounding third on our 3 to C, we have, Brian's beautiful drawing, but also the Tigers declining Scooble's $32 million arbitration request.
Walking Texas Ranger, shout out to Big.
What do we think of Brian's amazing drawing and also
That's pretty good.
Scooble?
That's pretty good. I'm impressed.
First of all, I'd like to shout out Brian's design. That's really cool. Second of all, I'm kind of going to talk longer, so.
Go ahead, man. Switch away.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Drew.
So the Tigers filed a $19 million contract for Scooball during arbitration. Scooball wants $32 million. That is $15 million different.
Yeah.
That is $13 million different. Hey, this is why I do communications and I'm not a math major.
Saved it. Keep going.
Riley's not a math major.
I'm not anymore. Yes.
Congratulations to Riley. She has just changed into communications. But this dispute exposes long-standing weaknesses in an arbitration model built on precedent rather than performance at the extremes. And I love talking about
Precedent or president?
precedent.
Precedent. Okay.
Precedent. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right?
President of the
President?
United States.
You said president.
Oh, did I?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. Well, my fault for our
Hey, no
5
fault.
viewers at home that are going to be very mad at me for saying president. Tyreek Scooball doesn't resemble a traditional arbitration case. Past pitchers with similar dominance signed extensions well before reaching this point. Scooball chose a different path, and that decision now exposes arbitration's limitations. Arbitration typically isolates comparisons to players with similar service time. Hope you guys are still staying with me.
I like this.
Scooball's case opens the door to elite free agent contracts with averages annual values exceeding $32 million. A lower salary strengthens Scooball's trade value by expanding the number of teams that could absorb his contract. A win for Scooball could permanently raise the arbitration ceiling for elite pitchers. This has generational value behind it, more than just the contract.
I do want to say something. Dang it.
A loss would reaffirm a system that struggles to account for modern salaries and historic performance. MLB and the Tigers face far greater consequences if they don't get to an agreement in this contract. This case won't just decide a salary, it will test whether an arbitration can evolve when an exceptional player forces it to.
So in the NBA, NFL, and MLB are very different in terms of the markets, where obviously MLB players all funnel to the top like 4 or 5 teams and stuff. If you're the Oakland A's and you draft the generational guy with the first overall pick, you're going to lose him.
You ain't keeping best out
In the NFL, that's not necessarily true. If you do right by your guy, you can keep him a lot better. The NFL, you bring in 21-year-olds, you have them for 4 years. The NBA, you bring in 19-year-olds, you have them for 4, then restricted free agents for another 3. The MLB has a long system that's elongated where you can get 18-year-olds to come into your building, but they stay around for like 7 years before they finally walk because of things like arbitration, because of things like contract renewals, and because of the small initial contracts. When you start messing with that legal phase, with that ability for them to be like, oh, we got this amazing prospect, but he's on arbitration. We got this guy on a cheap contract renewal. When you start messing with that period and letting guys at 22, 23 years old hit an unrestricted free agency type of situation, that just makes it a more of a richer gets rich, Dodgers get all the best players type of league. And so I don't follow baseball business well enough to have a strong opinion, but I want it so that he can stay on arbitration and be satisfied with the money he's paid by the team that drafted him. For sure.
I agree.
Yeah, I love how all those guys went into the managerial aspect of this. But just as like a fan sense and a normal person sense, why are the Tigers doing this? I really don't understand this. He is arguably their best player by a mile. He's a Cy Young winner. He's an all-star. He's their best player. And let's be so for real, he's the player that basically revived them from being a 30-loss team a few years ago. Or 30-win team a few years ago. So I really don't understand why they can't give him the $32 million, in my opinion.
They don't have the money.
Yeah.
They probably don't, yes.
Why can't you give him 32?
Well,
I'm just saying, give him 32 million.
I'm going to be honest also, I don't think he's worth $32 million. That might be a hot take in the room. I think he's
how much
worth,
How much is Max Fried?
I'm gonna explain how much I think he's worth. I think Scooball falls in the 26 to 28 million range, not the 32 million range, especially for the team like the Tigers that don't have a salary cap as much. I think closing the door between the 13 million and going up to 28 million could come to more of an agreement than the 19 million that they're at. I think that's ridiculous that they're at that point, but I don't think they should compromise with whatever Scooball says at 32. I think that's...
So do you think he's a Cy Young like year in, year out Cy Young nominee, low 2 ERA, 15-2 pitcher, like consistently year in, year out? And that type of pitcher is worth 28 million, you would say? Okay, I would disagree with that, but I mean...
I think those pitchers are worth over 30 at least.
I think so too.
And I think the problem is like 32 for arbitration is the issue. Like arbitration never goes that high. Like this is a record gap, 13 million. And I don't know, I just feel like, I mean, he'll get 30 million when he hits free agency, when a team actually signs him, which I just don't think Tigers. I don't think it'll be the Tigers just because they don't have that kind of money. So like that's why they're filing for 19 million, because they can't do what he wants.
And I think the point that I said earlier is like you draft Scooball, you get him a certain amount of years, and that includes arbitration. So I think they should be able to get him for cheap. We're talking like $20 million, but for cheap for one more year, and then he can go to the Dodgers for $500 million, or whatever the contract is.
It feels like with this case, with them declining it feels like once his contract's up, he's probably gone. That's what this feels like right now, or at least for me confirms that that's what's going to happen.
No, I mean, I would agree. He's definitely gone after like the arbitration is up, because if they don't want to give him 32 for 1 year, then they're not going to sign him to a multi-year contract for 32 million. So I think, if anything, what this says for the Tigers is kind of like we had our shot to win, and I think that window is closing now.
How many years has he got left on his contract? Y'all know?
I'm pretty sure he's free agency after this season.
Yeah.
Because he's on the trade block. He's been on the trade block.
So what this means for the Tigers is their
It's
shot
over.
Their shot is
It's
pretty much
over.
over.
Yeah.
And they never had like a crazy high shot, but the window that they could have had is.
I feel like their shot was always like in the first 3-game series, they got Scooball pitching, so maybe they can upset a team.
Well, I think their shot was always like, the Diamondback Rangers World Series.
Mm-hmm. I'll take my shoes off and give you that. I'll take my shoes off. Let's see. Back to you, Maura and Brian.
And I'm sure most of you fell asleep during Drew and Kaden's 45-minute rant.
Where were we?
They're so fun.
They're amazing.
Sorry.
Incredible.
Sliding in the second section, we have our pick'em. Kyle Tucker, Blue Jay or Dodger? What do you think?
I don't think they understood. The question is Kyle Tucker going to be a Blue Jay or a Dodger?
writer wrote it correctly.
Oh, I did.
Wow.
He said Kyle Tucker, Blue Jay or Dodger.
Can we stop fighting, please?
But like you were just.
Throw me under the bus. I slept.
Oh, don't worry. I'm about to talk about that too.
I did not talk about
it.
it.
I'm about to talk.
I wasn't pointing the microphone at you, so I don't think they heard your response. Okay. Continue.
In the room while I wrote it. Why didn't you fix it? Go.
Blue Jay. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, we knew he was rocking with the Blue Jays.
So-
No, you guys go first. I'll go last.
All right, Katie. Riley, go.
Blue Jay.
BJ. Nice.
Blue Jay.
Yeah, I'm
gonna write that
I'm
too.
also going Blue
I'm gonna
Jays.
draw it.
Yeah, I'm also going Blue Jays, mostly just because I want him to go to the Blue Jays. I don't want another big name player, especially Kyle Tucker, to go to the Dodgers.
I'm going neither team.
Oh.
And I'm going for
Bro,
the
wasn't an option.
Bro thinks he's a Yankee.
Yankees,
Bro
Yankees,
thinks he's a
I'm
Yankee.
And I'm going for the third team that has been rumored to be interested with him, and that is the Mets.
Okay.
No, no,
We
no.
They're not doing two $500 million outfielders.
They're not doing
Wait,
that.
no, that's stupid. Yeah, this is dumb.
Wait,
And
Yeah,
the
you're
reason
wrong.
for this,
Why would Kyle Tucker want to go to the Mets
Lindor's Soto and Tucker
when they just sold their whole team?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just saving up money
That's
for
too much money for an
Kyle
outfield.
Tucker. I had to look at it.
They
But yeah,
need
they're
pitching.
saving-
They need a lot.
They need everything.
I don't think Kyle Tucker would want to play for the Mets.
For that
No.
trash
Yeah.
team. Gosh.
Okay.
All right, back to you, Brian.
Wait, now back to Drew. I want to say.
Grant has a
I want to
Yes,
say.
sir, go
I
ahead.
don't.
I'm here too. Like,
I was
You say
switching
Brian
back and
every
forth. I said
time.
Brian. No, I said Maura the next time.
No, you didn't.
Because you were like, hey, it wouldn't be so funny if you were
I want to hear
asleep.
why he says Mets because that sounds crazy. Go ahead.
no, so the Mets have a decent amount of cap space. I mean, not a lot. We know that Juan Soto takes up a lot of cap space, but they recently have all these stars going away. They have Alonso going away. They have Nimmo
They have
going
no
away.
money to
They
keep
need-
these stars.
They need Nimmo is
no one
a
wants to
gap
play for New York.
to be. Do you know the depth of their outfield right now?
They're
Let me tell
losing.
you.
They're
Two guys,
losing.
it's three
They're
guys.
losing.
Hey, no.
Juan Soto.
Let me tell you the gap of their outfield. Left field, Tyrone Taylor. Center field, Tyrone
That's a
Taylor.
backup quarterback.
Hey,
Taylor.
no.
Yeah, that's about. Yeah, I was
Tyrone
saying that.
Taylor.
Tyron's right. Tyron's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Your timer's right.
I was thinking Tyron.
I thought
Left field,
exactly
left
what you
field
said.
and center field are both Tyrone Taylor, by the way, in the depth chart. There's no one
Yeah.
else after them.
For the Mets.
For the Mets, there's no one else after them in the depth chart.
Speaker.
Right field is Juan Soto, and yet again, Tyrone Taylor. That's the only two outfielders that are currently registered onto their depth chart.
Call you
They
later.
need
Goodbye.
depth at this position, and they need to go in on someone else. I think they have the space to do it. They just offloaded all of these major stars and need a star player back at Citi Field. Pete Alonso's gone. Nimmo's gone. Diaz is gone. They don't have stars. They only have Soto. Up steps Tucker, and the Mets arguably have more of a stake in the Tucker sweepstakes than any of the other two teams involved, I would say.
I honestly kind of back it. I don't know why.
No.
That convinced me because listen, if you got Soto,
This makes your
Tucker,
case
and
worse.
Lindor, you've got your outfield covered. Like
Well-
you've got three guys that you can build around
happy
with a young team. I think that makes
Sure,
sense.
sure, maybe the Mets want Tucker, but Tucker does not want the
No,
Mets.
I think
If he has the Dodgers and Blue Jays, he's also in talks with, who were just the two teams in the World Series, he's gonna go with one of
Who
them.
the hell?
Because at the end of the day, this is gonna be Tucker's
What
decision.
kind of front office is paying $2 billion for just the outfield?
The Mets.
Just the outfield.
Out of anyone to
Yes.
do it, it would be the Mets.
Like, the out-
we're acting like
outfield.
this is crazy for them. They've done
catch.
stupider crap by giving Juan
No,
Soto a
marker.
huge contract. Honestly, them giving Tucker a shorter
I mean,
contract
also-
would make total sense.
I mean, also, they spent $1 billion on Juan Soto, and it really didn't work out.
It was
Why
a
would
bad
they do it
call.
again? Why would
I
they
have,
do
I
it
have
again?
one sentence about. Like,
It's a bad
I
call,
think-
but this offseason, the way it's gone, it would make sense for them to do it again because there's no direction for that team. They're just going to throw
Yes,
money.
let's just
That's
throw-
what
I
it's
think
not.
I think the concept of we can't afford all of these second lifts free agents. Let's go sign the best guy is ridiculous. They're out of money. They're not losing these players because to free up money. They're losing these players because they have Juan Soto on contract, and now they're freeing up money just to break even right now. I think they're out of money. I think this is the roster they deserve and have based on their payroll
I don't-
right now
Yeah.
without any free agents.
I'm pretty sure they're not out of money. The players, Diaz, the Mets and the Dodgers gave Diaz the same contract. Diaz chose the Dodgers. Alonso, Alonso chose Baltimore when it was the same kind of deal. It's because they don't want to play for the Mets.
I think that is a great way to end it, and we should go back to Brian.
Back to you,
So
Brian.
I
and
win.
Mara.
So we won.
Yeah, no, we did.
Mara.
Back to
Right.
Jackson and Drew, I'm just on the
Anyway. It is time for everyone's favorite segment of Touching All Bases, the buy and sell. Maybe it's just mine, maybe it's yours. I don't know. First up, we have Red Sox have had a worse offseason than the Yankees. What do we think?
I can start. I can go.
I already have my board up.
All
right.
go for it.
I put question mark because I haven't heard anything either team has done really. They both basically done next to nothing, and so I think, that's all I have to say. So I had to uproot you with
No,
my
you're
speech.
good. I'm actually
But,
going to piggyback off of that. I'm selling on this in a heartbeat because one team has gotten rid of a big player and one team has gotten rid of a lot of players that are key for them. The Yankees have gotten rid of Ian Hamilton, Mark Leader, Devin Williams, and Luke Weaver, which were all crucial relievers / bullpen / all of the above pieces. Ian Hamilton was really good. Mark Leader was really good. Devin Williams was decent enough, and Luke Weaver was really good at the beginning of the season when he was good. And now we have David Bednar as our closer, and have all mid-tier relievers, I would say. We have to splash the cash on both a shortstop and 1 to 3 relievers in this free agency window. Yes, the Red Sox traded away Devers and Bregman, but have enough cap space, and it's worth it. Oh my God, I'm stuttering over my words right now. And
Hot mess right now.
They will obviously, I'm so nervous. And they will obviously do something with it. The Yankees, we are not too sure of that fate.
I'm also selling. I think the Yankees are having a worse offseason. I know the Red Sox just lost Bregman, but they also did get Wilson Contreras, so they're trying. You're hearing the Red Sox in conversations. You're not hearing the Yankees anywhere besides Cody Bellinger talks.
And Nico Horner.
Okay.
Who?
That means a lot.
So
your thing.
Yankees lost all those players, doing absolutely nothing, are maybe getting Cody Bellinger back. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sell on this as well. I mean, outside of Alex Bregman, I don't think they've had a bad offseason. They obviously picked up Sonny Gray. They also got Wilson Contreras. But also, you got to think about it. Bo Bichette is still on the table for them. And while I do think it's not likely that he's going there, the fact that he's still an option for them and is in talks with them is a great sign for them. And not only that, Kyle Tucker is still available. I think if they go get Bo Bichette, I think they could also get Kyle Tucker. Because I honestly think, as a Red Sox as an organization, that is a historic great organization for the MLB. So going play for them, I think, is just a great bonus for players to say, hey, I played for the Red Sox. But other than that, I do think I literally have not heard anything about the Yankees at all this offseason other than them losing Bregman and half their rotation. So, I mean, if you lose half your rotation and you're talking about Alex Bregman as being the only guy you want to get, the Yankees are not having a great offseason.
I'm going to go ahead and be different than everyone and buy this, mostly just because, obviously both teams are not having great off seasons, and to me their off seasons felt pretty comparable until the Red Sox did not re-sign Bregman. I really thought they would. I thought they would sign him to kind of like a 5-year deal like the Cubs did, and he would become kind of a key player for the Red Sox, and they could, have a run and become like a really good team in the next 5 years. And I just think that since they did that, it kind of lost all hope in that for me.
It kind of looks at this offseason, you have heard more about them and seen nothing that they have done because they've lost pretty much their entire rotation. They've done almost nothing to back that up or try and help out and relieve the situation. And then they're fighting over there. And then obviously, the Red Sox, yes, they lost Alex Bregman, but they have something to back it up, like go getting Wilson Contreras, Sonny Gray, and possibly Bo Bichette and Kyle Tucker still in their backfield. So,
back to you, Brian.
Guys.
And Mara.
I was gonna make a cool transition, but I feel like Caden's slap to Riley sums up.
No, I
exactly.
didn't.
Yeah, did you hear that? Did you hear that slap? Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Actually, the sound
Y'all
of
saw
that
it.
alone, and even if it's a Riley self-slap, exactly sums up the Red Sox offseason. You think they're going to do something, then they
The replay.
I'm sending that clip and
I think it's hilarious, but another name that we've heard a lot of rumors about, and we really haven't seen anything go, is Bo Bichette, who I always thought was a character in Star Wars until I realized that he actually was an MLB player. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like Bo Bichette. But either way, this buy or sell for this one, the second one on our list, is Bo Bichette. If he signs with the Phillies, does it move that needle for the Philadelphia Phillies.
I wonder what Riley thinks.
Drew, I would like to start with you.
Why are we picking people to go first?
No,
because
Brian,
maybe
can I start?
No,
I don't have anything to say.
no, I want to set the foundation for the conversation here.
I'll let Drew
because
say it.
Did you ask Brian
let the
beforehand
people
to
go.
start?
No. I actually asked Brian to
No.
pick people to start, so we would go a little quicker. But for
Who do
this
you know?
start,
Who do you know here, bro? This is your first week.
First day, but
sorry.
What is this? Katie's in charge. Me and Katie are the founders of the
Okay, now I'm about to walk off the show. Yeah.
Hey, y'all, we have two
Yeah.
more. Riley, let's reel it in. We have two more.
My guys realize it, but anyone else
Drew.
that Katie, like every episode gets moved to the outside? I feel so bad.
no, she's actually just
No, my
starting.
computer.
She's charging your computer, yeah.
I was so because I was like, she used to be in the middle.
We're
and
not
it was
phasing her out, dude.
Yeah,
We're
we're not basing out
Yeah, I
yet.
was like,
Yeah. Next episode, I'm gonna be on the floor right there.
like, raise your hand.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like me in a blonde wig or something. And it's gonna be like, okay.
Yeah, Mom's gonna be wearing a blonde wig, okay, something like that. Drew, how about you start?
Anyway, Drew, go ahead. Start with the Bo Bichette to Phillies as a move on.
So I'd just like to start this off by saying the Phillies have this cool rule that they're in a competitive balance tax, a luxury tax, which basically enforces harsher penalties for acquiring such a player like Bo Bichette, a common cost for big market teams adding high value talent. And if they sign Bo Bichette, crazy fact, they give up their second and fifth round picks in the 2026 MLB draft, along with $1 million in international bonus pool
So it's
money.
a comp pick. They have comp picks in the MLB? I have nothing to say on that. That's interesting.
This doesn't mean anything. The Phillies
Oh, thanks.
should still sign Bo Bichette. It's just something to consider. Losing 2 draft picks hinders your ability to draft and sign young development and talent. And they've had a run of signing free agents such as Bryce Harper, Zach Wheeler, Nick Castellanos, Trey Turner. And you have to pick your spots when signing a free agent, and I think this is the spot to do it. And they actually meet with Bo Bichette virtually today.
Awesome.
The day that we're filming,
Also, I'm
Monday.
not going there.
Over Zoom.
And
Please go.
I mean, it makes sense for an older Phillies team since he'll play next season at 28 years old, as opposed to the 32-year-old Bregman who recently got shipped off. And as for him being a needle mover, sure. I think it puts a big exclamation mark on being the best team in the NL East, especially with the Mets losing everybody. For the World Series, I'd put them in their hat is firmly in the ring category. So,
You know what? Go, Riley.
No, Jackson,
No,
go.
no, you go
No,
first.
no,
You
be
go
my
first.
guest. Nope, I already went.
All right, I'll go. All right, I'm gonna go sell on this. I think Bo Bichette should not go to the Phillies. Do whatever you want. I don't care. It'll mean nothing for the Phillies, to be honest. But I think that this is my point on this. Wherever Kyle Tucker goes, Bo Bichette should go. If he goes to the Blue Jays, go back to the Blue Jays. If he goes to the Phillies, go to the Phillies with Kyle Tucker. I feel like if Kyle Tucker also goes back to the Cubs, I think he should also Bo Bichette should go to the Cubs. But I think that as a whole, the Phillies just won't get much better with him.
Are Bo Bichette
I
and
just-
Kyle Tucker like best friends?
I just,
and I didn't
like-
know
They're
about
not
this?
best friends, but wherever I think if
I
one
don't-
goes to the Blue Jays and one
What
goes
is
to the
this,
Cubs,
Kevin Patullo?
follow.
I
Well,
don't.
since when did teams
That's my
get this
thought.
rich?
I don't exactly. I
Yeah.
don't think y'all understand. Like,
He
like
clearly
these
doesn't
teams,
understand money.
these teams aren't signing 2 huge superstar free agents in one off season. Like that just doesn't happen. Like you're signing one superstar, or you're signing no superstar. Like you're not getting both at the same
Yeah,
time.
unless you're the
It hasn't
Dodgers.
happened. It hasn't happened, but one day it will happen. The Dodgers have done it hundreds of times.
Dodgers.
The
But
Mets,
the
they
Cubs
did this.
or the Blue Jays aren't
Dodgers.
gonna do it.
They just made the World Series and came down to literally the last inning of a Game
If we
7
wanted-
against the Dodgers. Do you know how different the Dodgers and Blue Jays are? Pretty different.
If we want to talk about
Go
money
back to
moving
Blue
around
Jays.
often, let's talk about NIL in college real quick because
Let's have a
most teams
conversation
have-
about that at 8:50 at night.
I'm selling.
I'm done with this one.
I'm
I have
selling.
nothing to say, by the way. You go ahead.
I'm selling this. Bo Bichette to the Phillies is not moving me at all. I see Bo Bichette as a weaker Trey Turner. So they basically have 2 Trey Turners on their team, probably for over $300 million because Trey Turner has an over $300 million deal. Bo Bichette is most likely getting that because all the other stars are gone, and the Phillies are going to feel the need to just throw this money at some mediocre shortstop. I mean, yeah, he hits over 300, but his defense. What is it? I'll read that in a second.
Read that later. Read that later. Continue.
But his defense, subpar, terrible, worst defensive shortstop in the league. So, plus he would have to play like second base, right? Trey Turner at short, Bo Bichette at second.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
Riley,
Just a Braves fan. Just Braves.
I as much as Riley likes to act like the Phillies are the worst team in the league, like so bad that they should be a part of the minor league system, they are actually 5th in the mid-season or in the off-season or mid-off-season power rankings. So they are a pretty good team, and I actually am going to be different than everyone, and I'm going to buy this. Obviously, if Bo Bichette goes to the Phillies, he is not going to play shortstop. They have Trey Turner, but he would probably play second base, and that would be a huge upgrade for them. Currently, Bryson Stott, I believe, is their second baseman, and he has a 256 average combined between all of his seasons. And then if we go and we look at Bo Bichette, he has a 298 average. So I think it would be a big up in production. Bo Bichette would be on base a lot. There's a lot of big, power hitters in that lineup that, could bring him in. So I personally do think that this would be a good move for the Phillies.
I also want to say that the Phillies roll out the exact same team every single year. So they still have washed up Bryce Harper. They still have $30 million a year Kyle Schwarber, who hits 150 with 30 home runs, not moving me. They have They still have Alec Boehm, and then Bo Bichette. And then Trey Turner, who also hasn't done anything for them. So, I'm just not scared of that team. I'm not scared of the Mets. So, Braves World Series champions in 2026.
Okay.
Sounds like Riley needs to be a little more
I'm a
critical
Braves
of her
fan,
own
but
team.
she's just gone off.
Back to you, Maura, Brian, and Maura.
Sounds like Riley needs to be a little more critical of her own team. And a little side note, she did visit Philadelphia over winter break and gave it a
We don't have time.
I didn't say I like the sport.
No, we don't actually care.
The city was
Anyway,
great. Thanks.
last but certainly not least, we have the Cubs are a runaway favorites in the NL Central. What do we have to say, guys?
One word? You want to do one word?
Yeah,
You want to do one word?
I'm doing one word. Yeah.
Okay, Katie, would you like to do one word?
Sure.
Awesome. The Brewers are probably still going to The Brewers are probably going to still... Let's say one sentence. The Brewers are still a competent team and will still pose a threat.
Wait, I got this. Bye. Cubs were winning because the Brewers are the Cavs of the MLB.
Yes.
That was cute, y'all playing that.
I like the Brewers.
Bye, Bregman.
That was the best.
It's all from us.
Back to you, Brian and Maura.
We saw it happen. All right, cool. Well, that does conclude our show. We've rounded all the bases here on the show. Thank you all so much for everything you do. From your co-hosts, Brian
And Mara, we'll see you next time on Touching All Bases.